So, I'm Blake Turner. I'm with Turner Automotive Company, and we hail from Invent Oregon, a statewide competition to inspire entrepreneurs and inventors at the college level. So I'm sure that we're aware of the problem that climate change poses to our society. And I think we all know that cars play a pretty big role in carbon emissions. But what you might not know is that cars play an instrumental role in air pollution. 90% of air pollution, things like smog, sulfur emissions, etc., come from the cars that we drive every day. Now, there are already solutions on the market. However, these solutions leave a lot to be desired. Electric cars have been slow to adopt because they're very expensive and they are pretty inconvenient. Either you have to pay a lot of money to get a car with a lot of range, or your electric car is limited to city driving. And this leads to a lot of people who have an electric car owning a gas car just in case they forget their battery, to charge their battery, in case they have to go on a long trip. And hydrogen fuel cell vehicles also leave a lot to be desired. They only run on hydrogen, which is only available in Southern California. So with these two problems of cost and convenience, our team set out to create a solution. And this is what we came up with. We want to take the car that you drive every day, it's powered by gasoline, and convert it to burn hydrogen. And the way we do this is with three main components that you could find in our hydrogen conversion kit. The first being a hydrogen tank. You need someplace to store it. Now, this tank is usually made of carbon fiber and stored in the trunk of the vehicle. Nothing too exciting there. A lot's been happening in the hydrogen tank industry, but it's pretty minute changes, not super amazing. Next, you need a fuel control system. How's your engine going to know how much fuel it has? And this is the part that we're really developing. Normally, you might think that you have to completely overhaul an engine and change out a lot of sensors and parts. But with our kit, the fuel control system is separate from the engine and is connected to the engine through an injection plate that requires minimal disassembly to install. Because our kit is focused on convenience, our kit can be installed in an afternoon, dramatically lowering labor costs for mechanics. So who's going to buy these kits? We can take your car and we can make it zero carbon, but who's going to buy it? Well, first, of course, enthusiasts, early adopters, people who want to put this on their car and are excited about trying out a new technology. There may be some of you in the audience right now who are thinking, I want this on my car. But that's not going to earn a lot of revenue. It's great for publicity, and that's what we plan on leveraging. As far as revenue, we plan on targeting fleets. If you own 100 vehicles, say like the United States Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, is it more economical, if you want to become sustainable and get those sweet government tax incentives, to throw away all your old vehicles and buy a bunch of new $200,000 trucks? Or is it better to convert them with an affordable $5,000 kit, and then you can even build your own fuel station and become fuel independent, dramatically reducing operation costs that often fluctuate with fuel prices? This is a dramatic savings for fleet operators that costs 1% of replacing a fleet. And in case you're curious as to how successful we've been so far, as I'm sure, I'm not on this stage for no reason, we came out of here through Invent Oregon, where we demonstrated our project by both pitching about it, as I'm doing today, but also demonstrating it. We converted my car that I drive every day to run on hydrogen. Now, if you go to our website, turnerholdings.co, you can see a video of this running. And this is one of the great things about Invent Oregon, is that we actually got to be able to build this and show it off. But what's the impact of this technology? Obviously, we're trying to make a positive impact on the world. This did start as a clean tech challenge project. If you retrofit the vehicles in Los Angeles and San Francisco, where they already have access to 100 hydrogen stations, you can prevent 40 million tons of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere every year. Now, that's a pretty big number, kind of hard to wrap your head around. So those little black lines you see on the screen are Titanics. That's 765 Titanics worth of carbon dioxide every year. Every 11 hours, that's one Titanic. And we can bring this down to zero without replacing a single car on the road. So this is the project my team and I developed. Hopefully, you find inspiration in building a new vehicle, and converting your car, and we'll see you on the road to the future.
Is this on? Oh, I will. I got up here early. It's okay.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Robert Tees.
Good to meet you.
Nice
I'm Blake.
to meet you as well. The managing director of Cascade Seed Fund, and I don't follow instructions. Questions from the audience?
All right.
Wait, I've got a box.
Go for it.
All right, so you said that hydrogen is only available in Southern California right now.
Correct.
So what do you do for refueling if you're in, say, Maine?
So right now, our initial target market for individual adopters is Southern California. And the big reason we're leveraging that is, of course, the existing infrastructure. And we differentiate ourselves from hydrogen vehicles by being low cost, and you can switch back and forth between hydrogen and gas. However, with our main market, which is fleet operators, in part of our conversion, we plan on implementing a local hydrogen generation. Because you can generate hydrogen on site, that's one of actually a really big incentive for fleet operators because they can become fuel independent. And we have been talking to Portland State University, and they're open to us converting one of their fleets once we prove our technology. So,
Small follow-up question.
go for it.
How much space do you need for one of those on-site fueling locations? Like, would it be available to one of the enthusiasts?
So we are currently developing a small-scale hydrogen generator that's about the size of a vending machine. And so we would use maybe 2 or 3 of these for a fleet installation. And then we also are developing this for a low-cost way for fuel stations, gasoline stations, to implement this technology. So we wheel up the vending machine, and people can buy hydrogen through that vending machine to help support a quick growth of the hydrogen infrastructure.
All right, thank you.
Other questions? Right here? Yep.
Are there restrictions on the age of an engine or maybe the amount of horsepower the engine is designed to put out?
Not really. The car that I converted is a 1963 Corvair, so that thing's 56 years old. And converting a newer car is actually easier because there are already a lot of sensors. And so we have had people approach us wanting us to try this kit out on their 1928 vehicle all the way up to 2019. So from everything that we've researched, we feel that we can modify any vehicle that uses gasoline.
Other questions in the back? Sorry. Oh, you got the box. I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, can you guys just stand when you're asking a question? That'd be really helpful. Thank you. So you said it's $5,000 to buy the kit. How would they actually install them? Would they have to go through a third-party provider, or would they have to go through you?
So we are looking at 3 ways of installing the kit. So the first is do it yourself. It is a fairly simple installation, and anyone with decent mechanical skill can do it. And because targeting individuals, that's going to be our initial market. But we also have a pretty extensive guide on how to do it, so any standard ASE certified mechanic will be able to install this kit. So you could take it to a local mechanic shop. We do plan on finding partner mechanics to help install this kit. And then finally, we are considering a mobile station where we'll drive to your house and install the kit in your driveway for convenience and to keep that revenue stream inward.
Preston?
You know, when hydrogen, I think Hindenburg.
Everyone does.
So what are you doing for safety? The idea of a vending machine that could explode, unless there's an attendant there that knows how to do it.
Right.
Right.
So, common misconception about hydrogen, and Toyota has done a lot of research with this through their fuel cell vehicles. Hydrogen in your car is actually safer than gasoline, because if you puncture a gasoline tank, it leaks underneath, catches on fire, barbecues your car from underneath. Whereas hydrogen was used in Hindenburg because it's lighter than air. And so when you contract a hydrogen leak, it's a gas, so it dissipates very quickly and away from the vehicle. So in a lot of cases, hydrogen doesn't even catch on fire. And when it does, the vehicle doesn't catch on fire because hydrogen burns very quickly. So Toyota has done a lot of testing with this. You can look it up through their fuel cell website. And hydrogen is far and away safer than gasoline. A lot of people forget that they're driving around with napalm in their trunk, essentially.
All right. The signal I got, because I am following instructions, is that we're out of time. I've
All
enjoyed
right.
the Q&A.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be up here.